Hey family. So I'm trying to remember what child I left off on because I didn't go back. But I thought, you know what? I'm up. Uh just finished a video on IG. So why not? I have been thinking about finishing this up. Um the birth series, my experience, um my pregnancy experiences, because I got quite a few of them. So, um, excuse the music in the background. I don't own the rights to it. In case it picks up, it's trombone showed. Um, don't own the rights to the music in the background. Just in case YouTube wants to act up. Um, so it's been a while. I was supposed to, it's late. It's real late. But I'm up. Because like I said, I was doing the video. So, and I'll be back on my other channel on Bayou Beauty LLC or Bayou Beauty Healing in a few hours to have a discussion about the lip gloss line, my new beauty line, and just to chop it up about everything and anything. But tonight slash this morning, I just wanted to finish off with the baby series with Bayou Beauty After Dark. So I think we left off on my second one. So we'll talk about my third pregnancy. My third pregnancy was a surprise, like the rest of them. But it was a very, very, a huge surprise, like a huge surprise. So if I didn't say it in the other videos, so I've had, um, I've had 5 children on birth control, on some form of birth control. Okay. Yeah. They say I'm that 0.1% or what have you, to where I fall into that line to where I can't sue nobody because they birth control didn't work. I digress. Moving forward, I'm still grateful I'm grateful that he's here. He is such a blessing. So, find out, you know, that we're pregnant, and I decide prenatal care is a must, and get the prenatal care. Excuse me, I'm kind of straightening it up, cleaning up these things while I'm talking to y'all. Hold on. So, prenatal care is a must, and go through the various tests or what have you. And I'm trying to think with this particular pregnancy. I worked quite a bit, and I walked with this pregnancy, and I'm trying to think. I didn't gain like a lot of weight. It was mostly just baby, to be honest with you, because I was doing a lot of commuting and things like that. So, Trying to think. I can't remember how many weeks. I want to say, I can't remember how many weeks it was. Was it 27 weeks? Something like that. So, it was at the point where I took a test. I was in the state of California at the time, and the test showed that the baby could possibly have Down syndrome. So I was like, wow. So me and Dad, we went on ahead. I made the conscious decision to go ahead and get the amniocentesis. And the amniocentesis, the needle is about, no lie, the needle was about this long, the needle itself, because it has to go all the way, it has to penetrate all the way down into the amniotic fluid in order to grasp the necessary DNA strands in order for them to test and things like that. So the needle is very, very, very intimidating. I can't stand needles. Only needles I can tolerate is a tattoo. Like, that's the only thing, because, you know, I can tolerate a tattoo. I cannot tolerate needles. I already don't like needles. But when I tell you, I saw that needle, I immediately began to boo hoo. Immediately, tears ran down my eyes when I saw that needle. It was very, very intimidating. And I was thinking, it was already laying on the table. And it's like, but I had to know to prepare myself, for what was to come. Even though it really doesn't prepare you when you, okay, they take the test and they just, hypothetically speaking, the baby comes out with Down syndrome. Okay, well, then you have the choice to either discontinue the pregnancy, or you have the choice in the state of California. I'm speaking because I don't know about I know about the state of California and the state of Louisiana. That's it. I can't speak on any other state, but for me in the state of California at the time, and that was like 299 2000. So they give you the choice that if the baby did have some birth defects or come out with Down syndrome or any other type of genetic abnormalities, you had the choice to discontinue the pregnancy, or you can move forward. But at least if you were, I would have moved forward regardless. But it's the fact of knowing, I wanted to know what it was that I had to plan for, what I needed to educate myself, to prepare myself mentally, whatever was to come. Now, needless to say, I did take the test. And after I took the test, oh yes, Saturday. No shade. So I did take the test, and the test came out negative. And I took it later on. It wasn't 27 weeks. That's when I pondered over this. I can't remember when I pondered over the test, because then I started cramping, and I was like, oh my gosh. But I was so far along that I could have, if I would have my body would have started to reject the child, the child could had a decent chance of living. So after I took the test, it was like, okay, I thank God. However, I digress. Nothing prepares you like that. That's not to say, oh, you're gonna have a normal, a regular birth or what have you. Nothing's going to, I mean, you know everything because you don't know everything, and science don't know everything. So moving forward, after I go into labor, okay, move forward all the way up to April, because I think this was February or March. So move to April, and I go ahead, go into labor. I have a doctor's appointment, and the doctor was like, my doctor was like, oh, okay, we might as well, go ahead, and it looks like your body is ready to go into labor. I'm like, well, let my body go into labor. She was like, but we're gonna go ahead. We might as well, let's hurry up and let's speed up. Help Mother Nature along, speed up the process by scraping, um, you know, just ruffling the little feathers in there, scraping the lining of your cervix, so that way, it'll help you to start to contract. You're gonna start feeling some contractions, and it's gonna put your body in full gear, to push it to go into labor. So, okay, I had never had that procedure done at that time. So, because if you go back to my previous two pregnancies, one, I didn't even know I was about to go into labor. Like, it was like, surprise, we having a baby today. The second one, I was like, bam, I'm in labor. So this one, she's like, oh, let's just go ahead and move it on along. Okay. So she scrapes the lining of the uterus or what have you, and she, irritates it a little bit to make me start contracting. And she was like, I want you to go ahead. You should start going into labor sometime later on today or tomorrow. So I want you to go ahead, start walking, get things flowing, and move it. Let's start ruffling a little feathers, wake baby up. Let's start getting the process going. I hear, I do. So I'm like, at this point, I need my granny, which I call mommy. I need my mommy. Okay. So I go to we go to my mommy's house, which is my granny. You'll hear me refer to, when I say my mommy, I mean my granny. So we head to my granny's house because at this point I'm in pain. I'm cramping. Like, I feel like she probably should have kept me, but she didn't, and nothing was going on in her mind. And in my granny's mind, in mommy's mind, nothing was going on either. Because she had 10 kids. So she knew the birthing process inside and out. So I get to mommy's house and I'm like, Mommy, I tell her what the doctor did. And she was like, oh, okay, well, nothing's going on right now. So she feels on my belly or what have you. And she was like, it's a little hard, at the bottom. I feel, are you having a contract? Yes, I am. Well, there's no need to worry about it now because if it's irregular. So, okay, irregular. So I lay down. Mommy tells me go ahead and lay down and take a nap because you're gonna need it. Like, okay, take a nap, go get something to eat. We have lunch. I head back to um, our place. I believe, I'm trying to think. I think I head back to Pittsburgh because my mommy lived in Oakland. So, yeah, head back to Pittsburgh, what have you. And things are progressing barely. Um, stop at my son's mommy house, my son's grandmother's house, and oh, child, ain't nothing going on. Probably tomorrow. Okay, everybody's so sure. I feel like it's now because I'm, I'm moving, but something's not right. Excuse me. Okay, so go home. Think I walked a little bit. Um, it's evening time now. Go to sleep. Try to go to sleep. And it's early in the morning, and I'm having like some discharge, like a bloody discharge. It's time to go because I'm in Pittsburgh and I need to be in Berkeley. Had my baby at Alta Bates Hospital in Berkeley. All three of my first three at Alta Bates in Berkeley, and it's time to go. Like, we don't know because it's a commute. It's time to go. I need to go. And I can't even remember what day it was. Everything was such a blur. It could have been a Saturday. Either way it goes, I felt like it was time to go. And dad didn't want to wake up. So I had to call his daddy. Um, you know, I'm crying. You don't want to get up. You don't feel like, I'm in labor. I don't know what's going on, but I need him to get up before. I wasn't going to call the ambulance, but I was going to drive myself. Okay. Um, so finally, dad gets up. Are you sure? What? No, in my mind. Yes, I'm sure, but not really. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah, we sure. It doesn't matter because it was too damn far away to gamble on it because I wasn't having my baby in Antioch or Pittsburgh or Concord. I had to get to Berkeley. I had to get to Berkeley. Period. I had to get there. So, get to Berkeley. And they admit me or what have you. And it's a slow progression. My water bag doesn't break again. Like, I've always wanted to experience my water breaking. I'm like, how do y'all know when your water break? The doctor had to break my water bag. I'm gonna speed this along because most of the rest of that is like a blur. I could tell you, I was in labor. This is when after the doctor had broke my water. I was now it's okay. It's serious. Shit is it's about to go down. Like, there's no playing. It's going down. Like, if I was laughing before, I'm not laughing now. You know, I don't even remember. I was told that I had an epidural. Okay? I don't remember having an epidural. I'm deathly afraid of needles. As I said before, I'm very, 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 I have a phobia. Well, I had. It doesn't bother me anymore, but at this point in my life, I had a phobia of of needles. And I have to put my mind, I used to have to put my mind in a different place, cry. I used to have to go through a whole little emotional thing in order to get an injection or anything. So, they said I had an epidural. I don't remember. I had to because this baby was 8 pounds, honey, 2 ounces. I thought I was gonna die. Okay, I thought I was gonna die. Just so I had to have had an epidural. I still don't remember having the epidural. That's how trauma gets you. I do not. I promise you, I do not remember having that epidural. But I was told that I had one because I think at that point, when I was going through so much pain, let me tell you what this nurse did. We'll call her Miss Gladys, okay? We'll say Miss Gladys. So Miss Gladys is talking to the doctor. She didn't check me, whatever. She's like, yeah, she's gonna need we done gave her some pain medication is on the way, this, that, and the other. It's on the way, but it wasn't there. So I was having issues trying to breathe through it. The baby feel like it's bigger than me. When is he coming? Let's just let it be over with, okay? Because that was the most tremendous pain. Oh, I see it, I feel it. That was just the tremendous pain, natural pain that I had at that point in my life. At that point. And so she's on this chair. Y'all know the little stools that the doctors roll around on. And I'm hooked up to everything. And I'm hooked up to this one IV pole. This one, my tubing was long in case I was going to have a C-section, which they were like, you might, if this isn't going to work, you might have to have a C-section, but we're going to see what this baby going to do. Okay, oxygen, everything. She rolls over while she's sliding on that little stool. Zoom, zoom, sliding to see what's going on down there, and then zoom back over to her little computer and the phone. Zoom. The last time she zoomed, she rolled over my IV pole, and Lord, I thank God that it was long enough not to pull out my arm. And mind you, I don't like needles already. It was hell for them to get it in. So she about to pull it out. I screamed like nobody's business. I heard a lot of women hollering in that hospital that day. But didn't nobody holler louder than Kayla A on that day when Miss Geraldine zoomed and caught my damn tubing in her stool, her little roll around stool. She was mortified. The look on her face. Oh my God, I am so sorry. She was every name. She was every name other than a child of God. I couldn't believe it. But she didn't pull it out though. But she pulled it though. That was the point, that it was pulled and I felt it. I digress. Moving forward, I'm going through a lot of pain. A lot. more than I can ever imagine still. And everything else was a blur until um, now that I think about it, yeah, possibly towards the end. I guess I did get the epidural because I don't remember the actual epidural, but then I remember, them being like, push. And, I was able to, I felt the pressure. And that's a lot. That's what I felt a lot of. I guess I had a block, a traumatizing blockage, but I felt the pressure when it was time for me, to push or whatever. Tremendous pressure. He was a big baby. Not as big as me, but he was a big baby. And the most beautiful, like just the cutie pie. So we got through it. He hungry, I'm tired. He hungry, I'm tired. How you come into this world hungry, honey? And he been hungry ever since. He ready to eat. He stay ready to eat. To this day. Is hilarious. So, yeah, that was my birthing experience with my son. Yeah, that was it. That was my birthing experience with my son, Lil Dell. So, um, it was quite the journey, but and I don't take it. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. It was quite the journey. Let me tell you. But we made it. So moving forward, we didn't notice until several years as the years progressed. Dupree winded up being diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is on the autism spectrum. But he's doing well, and he's amazing. He he self-taught. He taught himself how to speak um, Japanese. He reads hieroglyphics. Um, he is very fond of Greek mythology, and very well learned on Greek mythology, and he has a voice of the gods. Like, he's a beautiful singer. Um, he's a wonderful artist, and he's just a very gifted child. Um, he he loves the to learn things out of the norm. He is my walking encyclopedia. So, and he's still greedy. He was greedy when he got here. He was smacking like had a long journey. Like, where the food at? What? Did nobody cook nothing? Like, he is still, and he's still like that. When I'm cooking in the kitchen, he the first one there, the last one to leave. Like, it's like, what's going on? Where the food at? And weighing $150, soaking wet. But like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. He is such a gift, with Aries energy. So that was my story on that one. That was baby number 3. And I'm trying to think. Um, I would say the lessons that I learned with the third pregnancy is to educate yourself on all of the various tests that needs to be taken during the pregnancy, and that's why it's so important to get the prenatal care as soon as possible. As soon as possible. It's very important to have. I'm a, I love. I mean, I'm an advocate of that. Prenatal care, prenatal care, prenatal care. See the doctor. You might not agree with everything, but it is very important. And nowadays, I mean, that was back in 2000. He was born in 2000. So now the things 20 years later, things have progressed and medical technology is amazing. I would explore all avenues of testing that they have. And life sometimes throws you a curveball. Like, there was no testing for autism. You know, who would have known that he would have be diagnosed with autism? That wasn't in the test. That's not one. And if it was, I would have taken it. To be honest with you, I would have taken it. Not that I would have done anything different, but just so to prepare myself. So it's always good just to prepare yourself anyway. I mean, think of all the possibilities that you possibly can, and then there's probably going to be some more. I'm sure there'll be more. So education is key. Education, wisdom, and the knowledge of the different genealogy abnormalities. Is so many of them, and excuse me. Yeah, just education, and it's nothing to be fearful of, because fear is an illusion. And if you remember that, you'll be okay. You'll get through it. I wish somebody would have told me that a long time ago. But you got it. Y'all got it. Okay. Love y'all. Take care.